What's going on, everybody? David here. Today, we're going to talk about the IRS hotline issues. We're going to talk about John Kennedy, Senator John Kennedy, what he said. And then we're also going to talk about this debit card, so the EIP card. But first off, on this channel, we talk about personal finance for travelers. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you can get future updates on my videos. So the first thing I want to talk about is the phone issue. So I got a lot of feedback when it comes to the phone issues. I do apologize. Yesterday I put out a video. I had the number there. I provided it for people, and a lot of people called and they were not able to get through. So I was getting my information based on the IRS website. I'll go over the IRS website. I'll show you that. I want to show you a poll though. I did a poll, an unscientific poll, but let's go ahead and take a look at this poll real quick. And I just wanted to find out my audience, what has been their success rate. And so people basically saying they called and they didn't get through to a live person, that's 85%. Now, that's out of 369 people voted on here. Now, there were some people that said that they were able to get through, but they didn't get any valuable information from the conversation. And then 8% said that they talked to someone and they were able to get some valuable information. Now, the way that I look at this, I've called 3 times already, and I'm not able to get through to anyone. And the information, let's flip over to the IRS website, because they do give us a little bit of information here. But just the title alone leads you to believe that they're up and running and they're ready to go. I mean, it says IRS adds phone operators to answer economic impact payment questions. So when I see that, I'm thinking, okay, everything's in place. You should be able to call and talk to someone. However, when you get down here, this sentence here says, the IRS telephone assistance and other services will remain limited. So they're telling you right now it's limited. So that should be the title. Like there's limited access to call in. But by them having that title, most people are going to think, okay, I can call and I can speak with someone. But they're already telling you it's limited. And answers for most of the common questions related to the economic impact payments are available on irs.gov. So I found that when I called in, they kept pushing me to the IRS website. That they were telling me you can go on the IRS website, and first off, you have to listen to this long message, and then after that, then they're pushing you to the IRS website, and then they give you 3 options. You click on one of the options, and they give you some more information, and then they push you to the IRS website, and then you can go out of that and go to the second option. They do the same thing. They give you more information, and then they push you to the IRS website, and then you can back out of that and go to the third option. They give you more information, then they push you to the IRS website. And so I am not able to get in. So I want to know, whoever's been able to get in, let us know in the comments section how you were able to do that. And hopefully we can follow up on that. Now, I did call on off hours, so I didn't call 8 to 5. So maybe that had something to do with it. But I would think if you have a recording, they should say that. So they should say that between the hours of 8 and 5 Eastern, we'll have a live operator available for you. But it doesn't say anything like that. It doesn't lead you to, so you'll know, okay, this is the reason why I'm not able to talk with someone. So I just thought it was interesting that they would announce this and not have it up and running for people, because people are desperate right now. This is the very end, the tail end. Most people have received their direct deposits and their checks. I think there's only 10 million people that are left out of the 160 million or however many people that they needed to send these checks out to. There's 10 million people left, but these people are at the very end. So they're pretty desperate. They're like, hey, what's going on? I have not received anything. So I'm sure they're going to have questions. And the fact that they didn't roll it out the right way, it baffles my mind. Now, it does say this here. It says, those who need additional assistance at the conclusion of the message will have the option of talking to a telephone representative. I could not find that. But they're saying, if you listen to the whole message, I listened to the whole message. I even went into the different options, listened to all those. I was never given the option to be able to talk to a representative. So like I said, if you guys are able to figure this out, let us know down below. There are a few people that have told me that they've been able to get in. So let us know how you did that. I will put out another video in the future, just letting you know, maybe tomorrow, I'll let you know, hey, this is the process. After I try it, this is the process of getting through and talking to someone. So the next story I want to talk about is Senator John Kennedy. He was in a banking committee hearing yesterday, and he was talking with Stephen Mnuchin and Jerome Powell. And he mentioned that it's less than a 50% chance of passing another stimulus package, which I thought was pretty interesting. Now, he's only one senator, and other senators, I'm sure, have different ideas of how they want to move forward. But he was pushing, basically, he has a bill right now, and he's trying to allow state and local governments to be able to use the $150 billion that they've already been allocated. So $150 billion have been allocated in the CARES Act, the first CARES Act. And so he's trying to send out a bill that will allow them to not only use it for coronavirus issues, but also use it for other operation expenses. So that's good that he's trying to push that, but he's also saying that, yeah, you know what, next stimulus package, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to have any appetite for that. So it's just interesting. And I mean, he's a Louisiana senator, so those people in Louisiana, take note. I mean, this is the way he feels. He doesn't even think that we're going to pass another stimulus package. So if you are in dire straits right now and you do live in Louisiana, let your voice be heard. So it's very important for you to understand how your senators react to certain situations, how your congresspeople react to certain situations, because they are there to represent you. Although I think we're in a place right now where the politicians are representing their party. They're not representing the constituents, which is unfortunate. And that's on both sides. We're talking about Democrats and Republicans. They are representing their party, and that's their main focus. It has nothing to do with the people that are in their state or the people that are in their district. So it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And the only way we change that is by voting in people who do want to represent us, and then holding them accountable if they do not represent us. So the last thing I want to talk about is the EIP card. So this is a new card that they're going to be sending out, and they're going to have stimulus payments on these cards, which is interesting because it's a debit card, which means that it could be reloaded in the future. Now, I'm not saying that that's their game plan, and I think they've even announced, Stephen Mnuchin was basically saying that this card would be good for people who file their taxes and don't have like a bank account, so they can just send it to that card. So you can get the card, you can hold on to the card, and then when you file your taxes, then they'll put your refund on there, as well as the stimulus check that they're sending out right now. So interesting concept. I want to look at an article first, and then we're going to look at the actual card. So it says here, the EIP cards are being distributed to qualified individuals without bank information on file with the IRS and whose tax returns were processed either by the Andover or Austin IRS Service Center, the Treasury statement said. So it's processed. And I did hear earlier, it was kind of unclear if it's just going to Andover and Austin, Texas. No, it's the processing center. So if you file your taxes and you send it to one of these processing centers, those are the ones that they're going to be sending those debit cards out to those people. So that's all that they're saying there. Now, it also goes on to say, so if you're wondering, well, I filed my taxes, I don't know where it goes. Like, I can't remember where I mailed it to or who processed it. So it says here, anyone who lives in Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, or Texas usually files their returns with the Austin, Texas Service Center. According to the IRS website, filers in the District of Columbia and Maryland have been known to file with the Andover, Mass. Processing Center. So you get an idea of who's processing where and who will probably be receiving these debit cards. Now, the thing that's great about this is that they're able to double up. So before, we knew that if they're mailing out the paper checks, they could only process 5 million per week. Now you can do the 5 million per week, plus you can do the debit cards at the same time, send those out, and now you can get 9 million. In this case, it's going to be 9 million because they're only going to send 4 million of the debit cards. So 9 million things processed at the same time, checks processed at the same time. So that's a good thing. Now that's pretty much it. You only have 10 million, and that they're estimating that there's only 10 million left. So they did do a good job of really getting people to add their banking information and get those checks a lot faster, because I know when we were looking at the projections back like April 15th, we were looking at the projections and we were saying, wow, some people aren't going to receive their checks until, like, if it's a paper check, might not receive it until September. So they did a really good job of really promoting that and getting people to putting their bank routing information in there so they can get it a lot faster. And now with this debit card, you're going to get it even faster. Now, if they had the debit card, let's say 3 weeks ago, that would have been amazing, because then they would have been able to continue processing with the debit cards and the paper checks, and we probably would have been at a point now where we don't even, everyone would have their check. So I know it's probably a little frustrating that they didn't have it earlier, but they do have it now, so it's better late than never. Let's go ahead. I want to take a look at the actual card, and then we're going to look at some of the information that they have on here. I'm going to briefly go over this stuff, but here's the card here. And basically it says your economic impact payment card contains the money you're receiving as a result of the coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act, so the CARES Act. So that's the card right there. And I just want to look at a few things here. So how to get started. So they have all this information for you. So basically they're going to mail the card out to you. And once they mail that card out to you, to activate it, you're going to need to call in, set up your PIN number, and then they're going to ask you for some information. So they will tie that to you, right? So you're going to have to know this information to provide, I think, social security number, address, and stuff like that. I know some people have concerns that they might be stealing these out of mailboxes, so they'll just go and grab these debit cards out of the mailbox. But it seems like you have to activate it, so you're not going to be able to just use it right away. You are going to need to provide additional information. So if the information doesn't match, then they're not going to be able to use the card. So that's a good thing. And I don't know how. It would be nice if they were to notify you prior to sending this, so you'll be looking for it. I don't know if they're going to do that. That would help out a lot, because then you'll know, okay, I should have received it. I haven't received it. And then you can call in, and then they'll be able to track it and just close it off if that's the case. But it sounds like a really good option. And the fact that they're sending out these debit cards, it could be a good sign for future stimulus checks. It doesn't mean anything, but it does help the process. So it helps ease the fact that, okay, yeah, you know what, we can get this done. We can do it a lot faster. We don't have to mail out checks. We can start sending these out to other people too if we do go with another stimulus check. So it does make sense. And now that they've already started it, it'll be easy to just get it started up again. So I think it's a really good thing. So I want to know what you guys think though. So down below, let me know what you think about the debit cards. Let me know what you think about John Kennedy saying that there's less than a 50% chance of another stimulus package. Do you think we need another stimulus package? Let me know down below. And also the phone issue. Call, try to see if you can get in. And if you can get in, let us know down below how you were able to get in. Also, even if you can't get in, let us know that you weren't able to get in, because I'd be very interested to see what's going on. I know yesterday I got a lot of comments that are saying I couldn't get in. Some people were a little upset. And like I said, I apologize. I'm just giving you the information as it's presented to me. The phone number was available. They put the announcement out. I'm assuming that means that you can get a live person. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way with the IRS, and we're finding that out. So all right, guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.